Welcome, language learners from all around the globe, to Listen Up, the podcast that takes you on a captivating voyage through the English language. Whether you've just started your journey or have been navigating the intricacies of English for some time, this podcast is designed to be your trusty compass, guiding you towards fluency and unlocking the wonders of English. I'm your host, Karen, a passionate traveller and an experienced teacher of English as a second language. Join me as we embark on an exciting expedition filled with British history read by a native speaker. Together, we'll conquer the challenges and celebrate the victories of learning English as a foreign language. Each episode of Listen Up will immerse you in a variety of topics, from aspects of British culture, history, and literature. We'll explore useful vocabulary that will empower you to communicate confidently in English. If you want to read along with the podcast, head to my website www.onepawinthesand.com/ESL. The link is in the description. But this podcast isn't just about learning English in isolation. It's about building a community of language learners, supporting one another, and fostering a love of the English language. I encourage you to engage with us through my Patreon page, where you can connect with fellow learners, ask questions, and share your own language journey. So, whether you're sipping tea in Tokyo, walking the streets in Sao Paulo, or studying in a bustling cafe in Berlin, Listen Up is here to accompany you on your quest for English fluency. Join me as we embark on this transformative expedition, where language becomes an adventure and your dreams of effective communication become a reality. Today's episode is called Mink Liberation. In 1998, the United Kingdom witnessed a dramatic event that sent shockwaves through the animal rights community and the wider public. A group of determined animal rights activists launched a daring operation to liberate the mink from a fur farm, with the intention of freeing these animals from a life of captivity and eventual slaughter. While their intentions were noble, the consequences of this act of liberation has unforeseen and lasting effects on the UK environment. The liberation of minks from a fur farm in 1998 remains one of the most significant acts of animal rights activism in the UK. The farm, like many others, raised mink in small, cramped cages under deplorable conditions, with the sole purpose of harvesting their fur for the fashion industry. The activists, driven by their deep-seated belief that animals deserve to live free from cruelty, infiltrated the farm on this day, 17th of September, and released approximately 6,000 minks into the wild. The motivations of the animal rights activists were rooted in compassion and the belief that animals should not be exploited for their fur. They sought to give these minks a chance to experience life in the wild, where they could roam free and express natural behaviours. For these activists, the liberation was an act of protest against the fur industry and a statement that they were willing to take direct action to protect animals from harm. While the intentions of the animal rights activists were undoubtedly good, the consequences of their actions on the UK environment were less favourable. Minks, originally native to North America, were not naturally present in the UK ecosystem. When thousands of minks were suddenly released into the wild, it disrupted the delicate balance of the local environment in several ways. 1. Impact on native species. Minks are carnivorous predators and are known to hunt various small mammals, birds, and fish. Their introduction into the UK ecosystem led to a decline in populations of native species, particularly waterfowl, fish, and ground nesting birds. 2. Environmental damage. Minks are proficient swimmers. and their presence near water bodies had a detrimental effect on local aquatic ecosystems. They preyed on fish and other aquatic species, causing imbalances in these fragile habitats. 3. Agricultural consequences. Minks also posed a threat to poultry farms and local agriculture, leading to economic losses for farmers who had to protect their livestock from these non-native predators. 4. Disease spread. The sudden release of minks increased the risk of disease transmission to native wildlife. Minks can carry diseases, which can be harmful to other animals. 5. Cost of control measures. Controlling the mink population became a costly and challenging endeavour for environmental agencies. Trapping and removing mink from the wild required significant resources and manpower. The unintended consequences of the mink farm liberation of 1998 serve as a poignant reminder of the complexities surrounding animal rights activism. While the activists' intentions were rooted in compassion and the desire to protect animals, their actions had far-reaching ecological consequences that negatively impacted the UK environment. This incident highlights the importance of considering the potential consequences of direct actions and the need for a balanced approach to animal rights advocacy. While advocating for the welfare of animals is a noble cause, it should be done in a way that takes into account the broader ecological context and the potential harm that can be inflicted on native species and ecosystems. This case serves as a cautionary tale of how well-intentioned actions can have unforeseen and lasting effects on ecosystems, highlighting the importance of considering the broader ecological context when advocating for animal rights. And that wraps up another episode of Listen Up. I hope you enjoyed learning about my topic today and practicing your English. Remember, the exploration doesn't have to end here. If you have any lingering questions or want to continue the conversation, I've got some great opportunities for you. First off, I offer private lessons for those of you eager to expand your knowledge further, whether it's practicing today's subject or exploring other topics. I'm here to guide you on your English journey. Reach out to me through my website or social media platforms, and let's embark on a personalised learning experience together. I have been involved with training people for more than 10 years. I've been teaching English as a second language for over a year, in which time I have taught over 500 students, many of whom are regulars. But wait, there's more. If you're a devoted fan of Listen Up and want to show your support, consider joining our Patreon community. Your contribution directly helps us bring you more episodes and maintain the quality of our show. Your support truly means the world to me, and we couldn't continue this podcast without you. So whether you choose private lessons or Patreon, or both, I look forward to staying connected and exploring the fascinating realms of English as a second language together. Thank you once again for joining us on Listen Up. Until next time, keep practicing.